between noise and silence is referring to my research at Planetary Collegium M Node that I'm just beginning in these days actually, and witnesses also the variety of subjects in this PhD studies in M Node. The field is music. I am a musician, and so I'm trying to, I will study what is the role of repetition in music. Actually, the field is music, but being repetition and pattern recognition, for example, so a general issue, I hope that my results will be also available for other analysis of perception, visual perception in time maybe, or even not. In this speech, repetition and pattern are synonymous. Actually, a pattern could be regarded as what is repeated, so that's why and of course in music is more used the word pattern, so it's very easy for me to talk about this because repetition patterns are everywhere in music. Normally, the thing is that musicology normally refers to a particular kind of repetition, for example, refrains and themes, for example. The musical themes are kind of patterns that modulate what is musical form. An example is rondeau. The rondeau is very classical form that is based on the alternance of a refrain and a section that is always different. But we face patterns and repetition also, for example, in macro form. For example, is works composed by music works, okay, such a suite, such a symphony, for example. And we could call it meta patterns. That means repetition that we can find across works. That means, for example, the endings. So there are a particular way to end a musical work that is the same. I'm very simplifying, of course, because we have very little time to explain in the details what I'm talking about. So there is one way, for example, to end all the works in a particular language, such as the tonal language. Then we can find patterns within the arrangement of music. For example, the basso albertino, that is typical pattern used in 18th century music. Then we can think of a sound instrument, or the instrument sound, excuse me, as a pattern. That means, for example, brass sound is made of at least 3 constant modals that are repeated, such as the transition, what's the name in English? The attack, let us say, the transitors, and the sustained sound, and the decay. And if we, for example, cut the attack of a brass, maybe we cannot no more recognize a brass sound as a brass sound. No? So that means that also what we experience gestaltically as a whole, like a quality, such as the instrument sound, we can still divide it in patterns. It's a particular order of patterns. And of course, waveforms. For example, sinus wave is a variation on air pressure that is constant. And we can look at frequency, that means tone height, as a repetition of a pattern a number of seconds. That is measured by hertz. No, that's the measuring of the pitch. That's